Happy Pride Month, everybody. I'm Cadenza, and this is a coming out video. Yes, we're going there. We're doing this. This isn't going to be anything super elaborate. I don't have like a multi-hour video essay planned out or anything like that. I'm just gonna ramble into my microphone for some amount of time, and you can listen to that if you want. I don't have this like scripted out or anything. I have thought about what I want to say in this video, but I haven't like written any of it down. And maybe I should have, because spoiler alert, this is not the first take that I'm using. But yeah, I guess I'm just gonna I'm trying to keep this casual, and I guess just try and clarify some things about myself going forward so that my audience knows what I'm about, I guess, is maybe a weird way of putting it, but turns out videos like this are kind of hard when you're going completely off the cuff. Who knew? But yeah, I'm just gonna go now, I guess. Start things off. First of all, hi, I'm Cadenza. I'm trans. I'm trans femme specifically. My pronouns are she, her, or they, them. I prefer the former, but the latter is also fine. Just please don't he, him, me, or I will find your house and fly there and fight you IRL. You will catch these hands, or talons, as it were, as the case may be. But yeah, I've known this about myself for, I guess, a couple years now. So like not the entire length of time I've had this YouTube channel, but I have known this about myself for a significant portion of it. Several years ago, back when I was first starting to try and figure out my gender identity, I went to non-binary first. I guess because I wasn't fully comfortable with like going straight to transdom, I guess. That's definitely a word and not something I just made up because sentences are hard sometimes. I guess that's probably why they, them still feels like partially correct, if that makes sense. I don't know. Labels are for personal convenience anyways. These are just the ones that work for me. But yeah, I like being trans. I think it's pretty great, actually. And a lot of things, there were a lot of things about my body that I used to not like or have like, I guess, a more antagonistic relationship with, but a lot of those things like clicked into place when I had that realization about myself. Like the reason why I feel so icky and gross and terrible when my facial hair grows out is because that's gender dysphoria, baby. That makes so much more sense than just vaguely feeling bad. God, I hate my facial hair so much, y'all. And like, it doesn't even look good is the worst part. Like, if I consciously try and grow out my facial hair, it just stops at peach fuzz and gets more gross to look at. like if I don't shave for 2 weeks, I don't have a rugged beard. I just look like a sex offender. That's terrible. It's like, thanks. It's like, thanks for the genes. Thanks for the genes, Dad. I'm kidding. It is pretty terrible though. I wish I could afford laser treatment so I wouldn't have to deal with shaving every like 4 or 5 days. It's pretty bad. But anyway, other than that, being trans is pretty cool actually. I enjoy it. I'm quite happy with my gender identity. I have kind of a weird relationship with my voice now though. It's strange. Like I haven't done any official like voice training or anything like that, but through doing YouTube videos, you know, sometimes I'll come across a female video game character and I have to read her lines in a girl voice, so I just slip into my girl voice like this real quick. It feels weird, like that doesn't feel like my actual voice. It feels like I'm putting on a voice because that's pretty much what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. On the one hand, it does help me pass easier out in public. The few times I've pulled out the girl voice, but on the other hand, I kind of resent passing as a concept and wish I didn't have to do it. Like, passing sucks. If you want to pursue that sort of thing, cool, but I shouldn't. I wish I didn't feel like I had to for personal safety reasons. You know, that's not something I'm cool with as a trans person. I don't like that part of it. But generally speaking, I quite like being trans. It feels pretty nice. I feel a lot better about myself now than I ever did back in high school, for instance, when I had zero inkling of any of this. I'm trying to think of what else I want to say, but I guess I don't want to force myself to do it. I don't know. Words. I'm probably gonna have to edit out some of the longer pauses I end up taking. Also, I need a drink. Excuse me, real quick. It's like I'm reading Echo again. Isn't that nice? I've gotten a few comments like, "Hey, I'd love to see you read The Smoke Room," and I'm like, "Oh, buddy, I like The Smoke Room, but like, A, it's not done, and B, it is way hornier than Echo ever was." Like the main character is literally a sex worker, and obviously no shame in that sort of thing. I support sex workers, or whether real or fictional, but like I try to keep my YouTube channel generally safe for work. You know, that would make it extremely challenging. And also, I'm sure there are several braver souls than me who are already covering it anyway. And this is an entirely unrelated tangent. I gotta move on to the next thing. She said, as if this were a business agenda and not a silly YouTube video. Anyway, so I'm trans. Moving on from that. I'm also pansexual and aromantic. That's right. I have quite a collection of pride flags. If I just had one more, I could make a nice quadrant. I could make the gay bird quadrant. That's so stupid. Jesus Christ. But yeah, it's funny. Back in high school, when I first realized that I was not in fact straight, I went to bisexual first. I think at the time I didn't realize that pan was a thing. But yeah, I called myself bi for a long time. But over time, I realized, and especially after I realized I was trans, I was like, you know, gender isn't actually a determining factor as to whether or not I'm attracted to somebody. And that's a nice realization to have. I can get along, so to speak, with pretty much anybody. Water break. But yeah, realizing I was pan wasn't a big deal. It was just kind of like a the bisexual expansion pack. God, that sounds so dumb. But it took a lot longer for me to realize that I was aromantic. I only realized that within the last year or so, actually. So that one's the newest one, I guess you could call it. But I've only had like one serious romantic relationship in my life, and it was a long distance thing, and we dated for like 3 years, but I broke up with him because I couldn't handle the distance part, you know, and we didn't visit each other nearly often enough, and like they were working a full-time job and I was in college, so we didn't get the chance to visit often anyway, and it just wasn't going to work out in the long term. But ever since then, I never felt the need to pursue other romantic relationships, and I just never really thought about why. Excuse me. Jesus. I don't know why I'm so burpy right now. I'm just drinking water. Like, I had a soda yesterday, but anyway. After that, I never pursued another romantic relationship, and I never really thought about why. Like, I've been on a handful of dates, but those never panned out any more than that, because like anytime someone expressed romantic interest in me, I would turn them down, not like super meanly or whatever. I would just be like, oh, thank you, I'm super flattered, but I'm like not interested. And it wasn't until relatively recently that I really sat down and thought about why. I was like, oh, I don't really feel those feelings at all, do I? Which is funny for me to say that when I was in a relationship for literally 3 years. And like, I don't regret dating that person. And I did love them, but I don't think it was the same kind of love that people usually talk about when they say that they love their partner. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense. But point being, that stuff is just not for me, and that's okay. I am perfectly okay with not dating anybody, or, you know, being in a relationship with folks. I do deeply value the friendships that I have with people, but I don't think I'm ever going to go past the platonic stage. Not anytime soon, anyway. Maybe that'll change over somewhere down the line. People do change over time, you know. Some folks say that people never change, but that is demonstrably untrue. Like, look at me. I'm an example of that. Anyway, trying not to get too sappy here. I'm just trying to be casual. Is this working? Is this video anything? Are people listening? I have no idea, but I'm uploading it anyway. Anyway, one more thing. This isn't really something that you need to come out about, but also, I'm a furry. Yes. Everybody in the audience looking at me like, we know, it's extremely obvious. And like, again, I don't think this is something that I need to come out about necessarily. It's I'm not gonna like go visit my parents and sit them down on the couch and be like, Mom, Dad, I have something important I need to tell you. And I clear my throat and I take a deep breath and I'm like, I like to pretend to be a bird on the internet. It's like, no, it's not that serious. But historically speaking, and also in my experience, people like to use being shitty to furries as an excuse to hide their queerphobia, and I'm hoping I'll scare away some of those shitheads. I used to hang out with some of those shitheads, actually. Back in high school, the first online community I was a part of, and I'm not going to say what the name of the place was, or identify, or like talk about any identifying characteristics, or name anybody from there, because I really don't want those people to find me. They were all assholes. Most of them were assholes. But that community, I didn't know any better at the time, but in hindsight, it was extremely toxic, and one of the ways it was toxic was by being shitty to furries. And I never engaged in that behavior myself, but I did sit by and let it happen, unfortunately. Even to the few people in that community who were like openly identifying themselves as furries, I let the other folks make shitty jokes to them, and I do feel bad about that, and I hope those people are doing okay. But I did get out of that place eventually and unlearn that toxic behavior, and learn to accept this part of myself, which is nice. I like being a furry. It's extremely fucking fun and fulfilling, and it makes me very happy. I've been thinking about this for a while, and going to FWA last month really crystallized things for me, but I want to live my life louder. And what I mean by that is I'm not gonna interrupt myself every few sentences in my YouTube videos like, by the way, I'm a transgender furry. Hello, it's nice to meet you. I'm not gonna do that, but I want to live more openly, you know? Like, I've only got one life to live on this earth, and I don't know how much time I have. And I don't want to spend any amount of that time living in fear of what bigoted shitheads will think, because no matter... God, this burping is interrupting my point. But I don't want to spend any of that time living in fear, because no matter how I live, bigoted shitheads are going to hate me anyway. So I figure I might as well lift up both proverbial middle fingers and live as loudly as I can. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to do the things and pursue the things that make me happy. And all the things I've talked about today in this video those things make me happy. Like being trans makes me happy. Being pan and being arrow makes me happy. Being a furry makes me happy. And I want to keep doing those things. And I want to be the most like myself that I can be, if that makes any sense. I don't know if it does. I don't know if any of this that I've talked about today has been useful or helpful to anybody, but I hope it has. I hope that I can be a positive example to other people, no matter how small my audience might be. And trust me, I'm aware my audience is pretty fucking small. But I don't stream video games, and I don't make Let's Plays to try and be internet famous. I do this because it's a fun hobby, and I like this fun hobby. And they make me happy, so I'm gonna keep doing these things. So, yeah, that's all I want to say about that, I guess. I don't know how else to end this line of thought. God. You can tell I'm not a great public speaker. God, the one time I had to take a public speaking class in college because I had to, hated that shit. Passed with a B, hated that shit. But, I guess before I go, there are a couple other things that I want to talk about. I might as well. I don't know. I'll probably make some more community posts about it down the line. But anyway, I have a second channel. I think it's just called Little Cadenza, if I remember. There's not anything on it right now. I haven't uploaded anything, but maybe you could go subscribe to it right now. I wouldn't be mad at you if you did. I'm planning to upload some stuff to it soon, actually. Just had to stifle a burp. I don't know that I've talked about this much on this channel, but I'm a musician, and actually, a couple months ago, I finished writing an EP of ambient music, and I'm trying to find somebody to get it mixed and mastered so that I can actually release it. And I'm not having a whole lot of luck, and I might just have to knuckle down and do it myself, which I'm kind of scared of doing because I really don't want to mess this up. But yeah, if that sort of thing sounds interesting to you, maybe consider go subscribing. That would be cool. Actually, I can do a little quick preview of it. Here is a 5-second preview of roughly a 5-second preview of each of the 4 tracks from that EP. Sounds pretty cool, right? I'm pretty excited about it. And I have other projects that I want to be doing that I'm working on that I hope to release at some point down the line, hopefully this year, but we'll see. I'm also working on my next full Let's Play. I'm doing a practice playthrough, and I'm also in the note-taking stage. But after I finish that, I'm gonna have to do a shit ton of research. And you'll see why once I start uploading that. But I'm really excited about it, and I can actually record the game, and OBS doesn't shit itself, and my laptop doesn't get too angry. I am gonna have to do a whole lot of editing though, a whole lot of video editing. Not looking forward to that part, but I am looking forward to uploading these videos. Oh, I'm so excited about it. My next stream game is gonna be soon. Also, I'm gonna do some light editing of that and upload it as a Let's Play and not just a stream archive thing. I think shorter videos, lightly edited videos will suit that game better than just dumping 3-hour chunks of it like I do for the RPGs that I play. Yeah, that's all I have to say, I think. Yeah, can't think of anything else right now. So yeah, I'm gonna go now. Happy Pride Month, everybody. Thanks for listening. Bye.